Hi, we're here at Bastard Cafe today with Asger and Daniel, whose game Panic Mansion just got nominated for the big German prize Kinderspiel des Jahres. Kinderspiel des Jahres is part of the Spiel des Jahres awards that are held every year in Germany. And well, you can also say it's like the Oscars of board gaming, considering Germany being such a great country. But yeah, we're here with this game. Tell us a little bit about it. How does it work?
It's a very simple game. In the game, everyone has a box like this, and in that box there's an adventurer, which is yourself, and there are some pieces of gold that he wants to find, and then everyone sits with the box at the same time. They shake it, and you turn over a card. And now everyone has to get the gold and the adventurer, but none of the monsters, into this room. And they try to achieve this by shaking and by sliding these.
So they need to go in the red room now.
Now this time it would be the red room, and I'm terrible at it actually right now.
So yeah, I don't want that ghost.
Once the ghost follows me around. Once I had got it, I would shout Panic Mansion, and I would take the point, and then we would play again. It would become a little bit harder for me. I'd get another monster in.
So you have different kinds of monsters that are. Oh, looks very like rolly.
Exactly. There's an eye that rolls around.
And a very annoying snake that can get stuck in the door and stuff.
Exactly.
And how many people does it play? Up to like 4 or 5?
2 to 4 players, ages 6 and up, and it takes 5-10 minutes to play.
Okay, this looks really like something I have never seen before. How did you come up with an idea like this?
The funny thing, Bo, is that I don't really remember. I remember it was like 2.5 years ago, and we were working on different concepts on how to use the box, the most expensive component in the game. So how could you use that actively in a game? And we have developed several games, and this was one of the games that came out of that thinking, that period. I don't remember when I just put together a quick and dirty prototype to show to Asger, and it was. But I remember that it was from the moment we knew we had the prototype and we could actually shake it and see how the different physics of different pieces going into the box. We knew there was something here to play with.
So get me right.
Yeah.
You had an actual game box that you just cut up.
Sure.
And started playing around with, and that's how it came about.
Yeah. So we cut some pieces and how could we make different rooms and corridors and doors and put in different objects. We didn't have a rolling eye that we had some different wooden components. So we were toying around with how different physics and weights and materials could actually be not improved but be the core of the gameplay.
And I know you've made some games before. Mostly you've made like more for the adult audience. So you had some contacts in the industry. How did it? When we had this prototype, what did you do with it then?
We went to one of the big fairs in Germany, and we showed it around to publishers and had them play it. It's a game that explains itself in the first 30 seconds, so it's very thankful and rewarding in that way. And a few of them picked it up, as in wanted it back home to test with their gaming groups. And then we had 2 offers and picked one of them for publication. And Blue Orange did an outstanding job on it with production.
Did it start as a ghost manor, or did it start as something else?
I think the initial idea was having being a robbery. So I think the first name I gave the prototype was Sliding Robbers. So, but you were looking for the gold, and you had a robber, like you had the adventure in the house.
Oh yeah.
Then it very quickly became Indiana Jones. I had this vision of this could be actually Indiana Jones going into a temple, and you'd have different monsters or animals or quests you could compete in there. So I think we renamed it for the prototype to Temple 2, and since Blue Orange picked it up 2 years ago, they kind of worked with the idea, and we were talking with them to how to best frame it. It's a very physical and very visual game, but it's not a storytelling game. but you need to find the right setting for it. And I think they did right with making this a haunted house, because that could kind of explain why you're going into the house.
Yeah.
And why
You don't see
why
many
you don't
banks
have the control.
shake around or something,
Yeah.
but well, maybe temples.
Sure.
Exactly.
And and then there are like different variants in the game where you have to get different objects in different rooms.
There are some slightly harder variants than the
Yeah.
base game, where you just start with one monster and the 3 gold, but where the harder variants, you start with 2 of every monster in there, and then you have to get everything shown here into the red room, and now you would have to get all these into the green room, etc. So basically you would start with everything in there, which makes it harder. Normally when you play there's progression, so whoever wins gets more monsters thrown in, which makes it harder and harder for whoever is winning. This just starts out hard for everyone.
So it's also feels like a game that you can play with you can find the level of play that the players are comfortable with, and make it harder as it goes along. I have to ask. Now you've been nominated for what I consider one of the biggest prizes in the world for board game. This is a very journalistic question. How does it feel to be nominated for the Kinderspiel Jahres?
I'm very proud of it. Obviously, it's one of the goals we're working towards, and it's just confirming that what we're doing is not very. We're doing some of the right things with the games we're working on, and so it's very exciting also.
Did you expect it at all? Did they call and say you might be up for a nomination, or is it just like boom?
They don't call and say anything. No. It's boom. You press F5 and you refresh your browser and you see if the nominations come up. But we had talked about it for this specific game, the Kinderspiel, and the publisher had as well. So the aim was to try and fit that award, not make the game fit that award, because we wanted to make the game the best as it is, but it was also envisioning it as a product that could do that also has a little bit of a toy factor with the little spiders and the rolling eyes, etc., that are good for children, and it's a children's game award. So we had hoped it, but we never knew. We were a bit worried actually that Skjold won last year, which is another dexterity game that would make it harder for a dexterity
with the flicking
game.
penguins and
exactly.
So it's different dexterity, but still dexterity. So you never know how the jury is thinking.
It's very different experience. This is a hectic panic experience, right?
Well, but it can also be played by adults.
Sure.
Which, for example, we'll see now, because I know that you have never lost to Daniel, that's what he says in the Panic Manison. So we've set up a small test where you are going to play best out of the 3, the simple version.
Yes.
To spice it up, I know that you found your old prototype.
Yes, one of the first prototypes.
One of the first prototypes of the game, which Asger's gonna have, and so there will be no cheating. I will mix these, and then I will flip over one part, and that will be the.
And not only it's a challenge, you're playing for something, not just.
Okay, what are you playing for then?
Playing for schnitzel.
You're playing for schnitzel.
Yes.
That's
The loser's gonna buy a schnitzel. Yeah?
Next time we're in Germany.
Okay, I think
Schnitzel game on.
Yeah.
schnitzel game on, and you're all mixed up, and you're trying to get everything but the ghost.
The adventurer and the 3 gold.
In
the room of the color.
Yes, and you have colors over there. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
Best out of 3. Here we go. Red. Come on. Oh my
Panic Manison!
There was one for you. That was very close. Are you ready
I'll
again?
get you that one. And that's a bit
So it's a
harder.
little bit harder for him.
Yeah, I got a point.
You got the yellow meeple.
Okay.
It's the mummy. Or
Mummy,
the
mummy
ghost.
yellow meeple. Okay,
Yes.
here we go again. Ready? Set. Orange.
Panic Manison!
So it wasn't gonna be this time. Sorry.
You have the corners.
You have to.
You should have aligned it better with the colors.
But you won. 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
No. First 2, 3.
First to 3. Okay, we'll take the last one. Here we go.
Not the last one necessarily.
Not the last one necessarily.
I need this one.
And that's purple.
Panic Manison.
There you go.
So. Spider. Okay.
Pressure's on.
Yeah.
Ready, set, go. It's blue.
Panic Mansion.
Can we check?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Schnitzel.
The schnitzel is on. Well, thank you very much, and all the best of luck to both of you.
Thank you
with
very much.
with Panic Mansion, and we'll see you another time.